guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Zelda news. Let's get to that news. Let's just talk about Majora's Mask 3D Remake, because yes, Nintendo has finally announced that it's coming out. Now, this is not a surprise to me, and I'm sure it's not a surprise to anybody. This is something that I'm sure they've been sitting on forever. I'm sure they knew as soon as Ocarina of Time 3D came out that, I'm sure they knew even before Ocarina of Time 3D came out that Majora's Mask 3D would definitely come out. And them being coy about, well, we don't know, is just a marketing strategy, I think. Because financially, it would make zero sense for them to not do Majora's Mask 3D. In doing Ocarina of Time 3D, they already created the engine, they already created most of the character models, because again, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask share all of the same character models, most of the same character models, you know, the same textures, everything about it is almost identical. That's why back in the day, when E.G. Enuma was tasked with this, what happened is Miyamoto said, you must create what would basically be like a DLC pack for Ocarina of Time before DLC existed. And so it was just going to be this expansion pack that sort of created more content for Ocarina of Time after the fact. And E.G. Enuma said, no, I want to make a completely different game. And Miyamoto said, oh, well, if you're going to do that, you have to do it within a year. Because they really wanted to get something else out on the Nintendo 64 fast that was Zelda-related, and E.G. Enuma said, fine. So that's how Majora's Mask came to be, and that's why Majora's Mask utilizes the same engine, the same character models, the same textures, everything is the same. They did improve the textures slightly, but in any case, the point is, that's why Majora's Mask 3D was bound to happen, because they were just going to reuse almost all of the Ocarina of Time 3D stuff. They're not going to be losing any money if Majora's Mask 3D doesn't sell that well, because they won't have been spending that much money in creating it. So, of course it was going to come out. Now, I have seen a lot of Operation Moonfall people patting themselves on the back, and if you're not familiar with Operation Moonfall, first of all, Operation Rainfall was this big movement to say, hey, there are 3 pretty awesome looking Wii games that are not being released over in the Americas. Let's create this big movement to get the word out that we want these games in the Americas. And Nintendo basically fought back and said, no, you know, we have no interest in putting these games out ourselves, so thanks for the campaign, but it's not happening. And then eventually, when those 3 games were taken on by separate third parties and localized and released, the Operation Rainfall people were like, yes, we did it. But it turns out, according to Nintendo, no, it was just a simple matter of Xseed felt like they wanted to publish one of those games, so they did, and Operation Rainfall did not affect their decision one way or the other. They just felt it was financially viable. I think the same is probably the case with Majora's Mask 3D. I've seen a lot of people saying, yes, see, Operation Moonfall worked. And I don't want to poo-poo some fan movements because, you know, it helped create a sense of community and everything, but I really don't think that Operation Moonfall had anything to do with Majora's Mask 3D coming out. I think it was just the fact that in interviews, the interviewers kept asking about not Operation Moonfall. In fact, I only read one interviewer that directly referenced Operation Moonfall with regard to any of the Nintendo higher-ups. But they would say things like, oh, there's fan support for, or, you know, it makes sense for Majora's Mask 3D. I think only a couple interviews actually said anything about there being fan support. So, so really it just comes down to money. And Nintendo saw that they would not be losing any money if they released Majora's Mask 3D, so they may as well just go ahead and release Majora's Mask 3D. So, but I don't want to rain on everybody's parade and be negative about why exactly Majora's Mask 3D is coming out. I'm very excited that Majora's Mask 3D is coming out. You might know from my previous videos that Majora's Mask is possibly my least favorite Zelda game, or if not my absolute least favorite, it's on the list. towards the bottom. And that being said, I'm stoked for Majora's Mask 3D. I'm definitely buying it on launch day. I'm definitely playing it because even my least favorite Zelda game is still far superior to practically any other franchise out there. So I'm very excited. I wish that we were getting a special collector's edition like they are in Europe, because I definitely get that, but we're not. I wonder... No, it's too soon. I was going to say I wonder if we'll be getting a Majora's Mask new Nintendo 3DS bundle, but that does not seem likely. So, anyways, I guess the summary is I'm excited. Despite the fact that Majora's Mask is one of my least favorite Zelda games, still very excited for it. Cannot wait for spring 2015. So let me know what you guys think about all this Majora's Mask 3D stuff down in the comments below, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.